Welcome to another edition of Trekzone Plays. Matt Miller with you at Trekzone HQ. We're now 3 episodes into the 3rd season of this fantastic series where I'm playing all the retro games I can think of from science fiction past. This season is Star Trek the 25th anniversary, and this episode is Love's Labour Jeapordised. An old flame of Kirk's appears at the very end of this episode. This was a nice little surprise.
Retro games with no commentary. This is Trekzone Plays.
Love's Labour Jeapordised.
Priority message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
A raid across the Romulan neutral zone has placed Starfleet Research Station ARC-7 in jeopardy. Proceed immediately to ARC-7 and determine the status of the station. Good luck, Jim.
We have arrived at ARC-7. Romulan ship decloaking, Captain.
Message from the Romulan ship, sir.
Treachery. We are aware of Federation plans. Prepare to die.
They're arming weapons, Captain.
Raising shields.
Arming weapons.
The Romulan ship must become visible to the fire, sir. We can track them then.
No response, Captain.
The Romulan ship must become visible.
Disarming weapons. Arming weapons. Disarming weapons. Arming weapons.
Unable to comply, Captain. We're under attack.
They activated a self-destruct device rather than be captured, Captain.
Resuming course to Arc 7, Captain.
Captain, there is an auto beacon broadcasting from the station.
Warning. As per UFP Regulation 342-18856.4.3, Paragraph 3, this base is currently under a Class 3 biohazard alert. All personnel are ordered to stay away from this base unless they are part of a biohazard response team.
Captain, sensors indicate a breathable atmosphere in the space station. It seems that whatever Arc 7's intentions, it managed to create a biohazard that is deadly to Romulans. 17 humans and 10 Romulans are on the station. The humans are all in perfect health, so it seems we can beam over without any fear of contamination.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Disarming weapons.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the comm.
I'm picking up some kind of virus. I can't identify it without more information.
The main computer banks of the Arc 7. It looks like someone has recently been rummaging through the main databanks.
Dr. Marcus Log. Supplemental. Continued testing of the Ouroboros virus confirms its potential harmful effects on Romulan Vulcan humanoids. As soon as the spill has been cleaned up, we will sterilize both labs and purge the circulation system to make sure no traces of the virus will remain viable. Then all research files must be erased. We must leave no chance that this terrible accident will ever be repeated.
Doctor, you may be interested in the medical data file appended to the log.
Now that's interesting. There's more here. All of Dr. Marcus' research data on the Ouroboros virus. Let me see. Virus growth patterns. Pneumococcal mimic affecting Romulan Vulcan genotype. Alveoli involvement in... Boy, Jim, this bug works fast.
Is this really the time to catch up on your reading, Doctor?
Now listen here, you pointy-eared...
Gentlemen, I think we have more pressing problems.
Jim, there is an appended medical database online. Also, it would be useful for me to experiment on how the virus grows in the presence of different gases. I'm sure the station has the necessary equipment.
Please select subject file. Ouroboros virus. Ouroboros virus. Atypical growth patterns for L-type virus. Opportunistic pneumococcal mimic affecting Romulo-Vulcan genotype. Etiology: contact or airborne vector with alveoli microcollapse. Involvement immediately upon exposure. Tissue dehydration follows pneumoflooding. Mortality 0.6 in 1.0 stardates. 1.0 within 2.0 stardates. Treatment none. Named for the mythic world snake that swallows its own tail. Please select subject file. Ouroboros TLTDH gas. TLTDH gas. The chemical compound. Tantalum, bilithium, phthalo, dihydroxide. Colorless, odorless, non-flammable, gaseous at 1 atm, and temperatures within a human norm. Early anesthetic among Vulcans and Romulans, in whom it produces laughter, feelings of exhilaration, euphoria, sometimes leading to unconsciousness. In post-industrial pre-spaceflight era, a social problem evolved when crude TLTDH became popular to hook up from non-conductive tantolithial compounds commonly used as electrical insulation. Please select subject file. Ouroboros T nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide. A colorless non-flammable compound. N2O. Gaseous at 1 atm and temperatures within the human norm. Early anesthetic among humans, in whom it produces laughter, feelings of exhilaration, euphoria, sometimes leading to unconsciousness. Please select subject file. Ouroboros T nitrous ammonia. Ammonia. A colorless pungent compound, NH3. A common byproduct of metabolism in carbon-based life forms. Liquid or gaseous at 1 atm. Compounds widely used in agricultural, medical, and industrial applications. Please select subject file. Ouroboros T ammonia dihydrogen oxide. Dihydrogen oxide. A colorless, tasteless, non-flammable compound, H2O. Water. Liquid, solid, or gaseous at 1 atm. Temperature scales defined in most humanoid cultures by state shift of pure water. Please select subject file. Ouroboros T dihydrogen exit. Database.
A Crygelian tube basic compound distillator. Excellent piece of equipment for reducing complex materials to their basic compounds. Residue of a viral agent is still within the chamber. There are multiple culture samples of the virus within the freezer, Captain.
You take the Ouroboros virus culture.
There's nothing at the moment for me to do there.
You take the anti-grav unit.
This is an outstanding facility, Captain.
Watch out, sir. It looks like the Romulans have taken control of the lower decks.
You fail to obtain You pick up a large wrench. This is a service access panel permitting used up or worn materials to be replaced. This is the engineering center for the ARC-7 space station. The panel opens. You see a gas tank labeled N2 with its feed lines running deeper into the wall. The anti-grav unit hums and emits the stink of ozone before it fail-safes.
The unit cannot lift something fastened to the body of the station, Captain. The tank must be detached first.
The tank is large and heavy with its feed lines firmly attached. The tank detaches easily.
I guess this made it easier to replace the tank every so often, eh, Captain?
You attach the anti-grav unit to the gas tank. It can be moved freely.
It sure beats hauling it around on our backs, sir.
You need something to pry this up. The panel is open. You see vast quantities of dust and stripped insulation from wiring repairs made to the console in the past. You grab a handful of insulation. Distilled a quantity of polyberyl carbonate. Nothing happens.
It's what I was afraid of, Jim. I think Spock is getting worse.
Gas feed is on. The machine synthesizes a liter of pure water.
A clean drink of water, but I don't see its application in the context of our difficulties, Captain.
You take a 1-liter container of pure water. The machine synthesizes 1 liter of TLTDH gas.
An unusual compound, Captain. It can induce laughter and feelings of exhilaration in some, much the way nitrous oxide affects humans.
It doesn't affect Vulcans, of course.
Actually, Doctor, both Romulans and Vulcans suffer its effects.
Why, that's just dandy. Vulcan laughing gas.
Please, Doctor, this is not a laughing matter.
You take a 1-liter container of TLTDH gas. Gas feed is off. Nothing happens. You attach the anti-grav unit to the gas tank. It can be moved freely. You install the gas tank to the synthesizer's feed lines. Gas feed is on. The machine synthesizes a quantity of colorless goo.
You're wrong, Spock. Look, the virus culture has been eliminated. That's why it's clear. It'd be more useful for me to see how the virus might grow in the presence of a limited quantity of ammonia gas.
You take the Ouroboros. The machine synthesizes a liter of ammonia.
I hope you don't want me to swap the deck with that, Captain.
I think we can set this aside and not worry about it.
You fail to obtain. You take a 1-liter container of ammonia.
Eureka, this is it, Jim. There's not much, but all I need to do is synthesize some more, and we're in business.
You retrieve the Ouroboros cure sample. You take the hypo with Ouroboros toxin cure.
The virus has spread to me, Captain. I suggest you concentrate your efforts on the problem.
There, you're now cured.
Thank you, Doctor.
Finally, a human response.
This container contains tantalum bilithium phthalodihydroxide, the infamous Romulan laughing gas.
I don't suppose you'd enjoy the psychological release of a few good belly laughs, Spock. We could open the canister right here if you like.
I would strongly recommend against it, Doctor.
The vent is now open. It leads to the lower deck. With a hiss, the Romulan laughing gas billows down the vent. Things are strangely quiet below.
Jim, we've got to help these men before they die.
The Romulans stir weakly, then begin to get up. They've all been cured.
They're severely dehydrated, but they'll live. We got to them in time.
The Romulans drink thirstily and empty the container.
Take it easy now. You'll feel better in a few minutes. Good thing we had the water available, Jim.
We aren't barbarians, in spite of what some people think.
Gas feed is off. Nothing happens. You attach the anti-grav unit to the gas. You install the gas tank. Gas feed is on. The machine synthesizes a liter of pure water.
A clean drink of water.
You take a 1-liter container of pure water.
Fascinating. This device contains over 10 million forms of life, patterns I have never seen before.
We call this the cradle, Mr. Spock. One day I hope something wonderful would be produced here. Thank God it's you, Jim. I'm so glad you came.
The Romulan Preax stirs weakly, then begins to get up. He has been cured.
He's severely dehydrated, but he'll live.
The Romulan Preax drinks thirstily and empties the container.
Take it easy now. You'll feel better in a few minutes. Good thing we had the water available, Jim.
We aren't barbarians, in spite of what some might think.
I have called off the Romulan attack on this station, Kirk. I believed your virus was some kind of deliberate attack, but your great honor and compassion have convinced me otherwise.
You also conducted yourself in the most honorable fashion, Centurion Preax. You may return to Romulan space without Federation interference. I assure you, the Federation would never undertake such a foul program. It was all an accident, right, Dr. Marcus?
Absolutely. We've already destroyed all cultures and purged the data files. This will never happen again.
You are an honorable adversary, Kirk. Jolon true.
You are also a worthy opponent, Preax. May you live long and prosper.
You'll never cease to amaze me, Jim.
Goodbye, Carol.
Goodbye, Jim.
Well, gentlemen, let's go home.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Arc 7 and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points. A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
I wonder if I'll see Carol again.
Well, if you don't, you can always drown your sorrow in some Romulan ale.
That's illegal, Bones.
Tell that to the Romulans, Jim. I found the whole case they brought on board the Arc 7.
They'll never replace Scotch, Captain.
That it won't, Mr. Scott.